Hello, I'm Debbie Peveril, and you're listening to the weekly tip from basicboardgovernance.ca. Today, what I'm talking about is funding agreements. Does your organization get funding from any source? If so, there's an agreement. And as a director, if you are a director, you need to know what specific rules are inside that agreement, specific rules that could get you in trouble. There are some situations where a funder will say that they won't pay for certain types of expenses, that the funds have to be used for very specific purposes. And there have been organizations in the past in my province, Nova Scotia, who have gotten in trouble by using the money that was provided by certain funders for things the funders would not have agreed were appropriate. So, as a director, you need to know if there are any specific rules. A simple example, many government organizations will not reimburse anyone for alcohol consumed at a social event. And I'm often told that that's a Revenue Canada rule. That is not a Revenue Canada rule. Revenue Canada has no distinction between food and alcohol as far as the deduction of an expense. What that is typically a government rule, which is that they will not reimburse anyone for alcohol. So if you're getting funding from a government, then be aware of what that rule might be and make sure that everyone who is involved in that the project that's being funded knows what the rules are, so you don't have any issues down the road. So, simple example, take a look at those funding agreements and make sure that everyone on the board and everyone in the organization knows what's allowed and what isn't allowed. Do your due diligence, keep yourself out of trouble. Thanks very much for listening. It's Debbie Peveril from basicboardgovernance.ca.